Hello everybody, Kanisha Creator here, and I'm here today to give you my review of Halloweentown. Well, if y'all don't remember, previously in Halloweentown, Marnie figured out that her family is full of witches, along with her siblings, Dylan and Sophie, with Sophie seeming to have the most powerful magic, whereas Marnie was still learning to control her magic. Dylan being in disbelief, and he still is in this movie. And Gwen being strictly against the whole them figuring out about magic thing, because then they wouldn't be, normal. Now, this movie is called Halloweentown 2, Kalabar's Revenge. Now, we join the Cromwells as they throw a Halloween party since Aggie is now there. Gwen is still rejecting the whole witch thing, which is a resolve of Aggie, which is a resolve of her and hang on a minute. Alright, anyway, as I was saying, Gwen is still against this whole showing your witch side thing, which puts Aggie and her in a bit of disagreements, which obviously the children have noticed a lot. It's kind of hard, to miss the whole argument thing. I remember every time I've noticed that when I was little. But that's beside the point. Anyway, Aggie looks through the witching glass / crystal ball to see what is going. Now, Aggie reveals early in the movie to Sophie that anything that has gotten lost enters Gort's yard. Gort is this character who is cruel, mean, and a bit of a hoarder. Oh, who am I kidding? A bit. That place is like a museum of mess. It's like a bunch of trash. Like, imagine if a dump site was turned into a house. That's pretty much to describe that place. It's not as high as a dump site would normally be, but let's just say it's messy. Anyway, Aggie reveals in this movie that one of the things she wants most is to help train Marnie for 1 year in Halloweentown to become the full head witch to replace her, because she's getting old and somebody is going to need to replace her as head witch of the Cromwells. And since obviously Gwen won't do it, Marnie's the only option, which is fair enough. I mean, come on, Gwen, just because you're rejecting the whole you being a witch in the Cromwells doesn't mean Marnie has to. And obviously Gwen makes a big deal out of this, saying that Aggie is trying to turn her children against her, which obviously isn't true, because they still respect her. And I hate how they keep singling out Dylan. Like, come on, guys. Y'all being really rude to Dylan. It's not like he's not there. I get it. He doesn't want to accept that magic is real, but at the same time, he knows it is. Anyway, as I was saying, they really should have shown more respect to Dylan, because I swear he's just a side character. But I guess you really can't do. I guess really they couldn't really do much with Dylan, because he was only in the disbelief of magic being real. The only thing they really could do with him was just have him have those moments where where he's getting excuse me, where he's getting dissed by every girl that he tries to ask out to this costume party that's at school. It's kind of truly, it's kind of really, it's kind of really sad, cause he doesn't even look that bad or ugly or anything, but I guess each person has their different tastes. And you always have to have that one nerdy character who the girls will be like, please, I wouldn't go out with you if you were the last boy on earth. Such a shame, though. Anyway, wait, Sophie's powers are still in effect because she senses somebody is during this Halloween party. Cal appears with his father. Cal starts by flirting with Marnie and asking her to show him around the party. Now, as I said before, Dylan tries to ask girl, but obviously she laughs in his face, being like, Dylan, you're not even wearing a costume. But even when he was wearing a costume, she still didn't say yes, so... Oh, no, wait, that could have been a different girl. I don't care anyway. They both rejected him, so it doesn't matter to me. Marnie shows Cal Aggie's room. Like an idiot. Girl, that room is supposed to be sacred. Why would you let a complete stranger see it? You don't even know who you can trust in the mortal world. See, me, I would have never done anything that's stupid if I had been a part of a witch family. I'd be like, nah, that's a very stupid idea. But then again, I'm also not a girl who falls for guys that easily. The only guys I've ever fallen for are fictional guys. Anyway, Cal looks in awe at the room, which is just a disguise, just a play. He's just pretending. I'll reveal more about that later. Cal shrinks the spell book and takes it from Aggie's room. Cal asks Marnie out on a date. And obviously Marnie says yes, not knowing who Cal really is at the moment. So anyway, Cal ditches the party, acting like he is about to get Cal ditches a Halloween party, acting like he's about to get ready for the costume party at school, when really he opens a spell. He says a spell that opens the door to Halloweentown. Anyway, Marnie and Aggie decide to go back to Halloweentown for a little bit. And Sophie was about to go with them, but she was left behind. Which makes sense. You know what? It's a good thing that she was left behind, because if she wasn't left behind, then the good thing wouldn't have happened at the end. I'll tell you more about that later, in the in-betweens. Anyway, Aggie reveals that there are headphones that they're shaped like actual heads. They kind of work like walkie-talkies. Anyway, they make it. Marty and Aggie make it to the bus stop, but the bus stop sign isn't there. So Marty tries to use her powers to bring the bus, but nothing appears. So they just opened the portal using both their magic. Anyway, Dylan. Oh, sorry. Why did I say Dylan? Ugh. Almost seriously messed up. Cal's dad, Alex, asks Al Quinn to the custom party. And then they can both chaperone, but really it's just asking about a date. Marnie and Aggie get to Halloweentown, where it's all gray and boring, and the creatures aren't creatures, but humans. Aggie tells Dylan and Sophie to look for Cal because they notice that the spell book is gone. And since Marnie showed Cal the room like an idiot, he is the only suspect. Anyway, Aggie and Marnie can't escape back to the mortal world through the portal because of the grace spell. And then that's when Cal reveals his true intentions about creating the grace spell and messing with Marnie. And that, Cal, get ready for this, because it's real cheesy when I think about that his name is Cal, and I never assumed, because the whole Rose thing, that back then when I was little, that he was Kalabar's son. Man, was that a no-brainer. Kalabar, come on. Man, dude, you couldn't even come up with a better name for your son. Like, what? That was pathetic. Which makes sense because it's revealed in this story that he didn't want anybody to know about his son. Which makes me think, who the heck was Cal's mother? I'm just wondering, who the heck was Cal's mother? Because I'm just wondering who the heck would want to marry that guy. I bet it was that dumb secretary or something. Who knows? It doesn't matter. Anyway, Cal reveals that he wants revenge for his father's, death anyway. Which totally makes sense. And he also wants Marnie to rule with him so they can both be powerful. And then he makes his joke about, it seems he inherited his father's attraction to Cromwell witches. Ugh. I gotta be honest, that was a cheesy line and that was disgusting when I think about it now. Eesh. Anyway, Cal also reveals he is going to do something disastrous in the mortal world at midnight. I'm gonna reveal what that is later. Now, anyway, then he disappears. Aggie reveals back at Halloweentown that reveals at Halloweentown with Marnie that she actually has 2 spell books. The one she regularly used, which she brought to the mortal world with her, and another one that she keeps in Halloweentown, which is in her house. Marnie bumps into Luke, and they take Luke with them to Aggie's house. Now, they make it to Aggie's house, and Aggie reveals, that she doesn't particularly know where the spell book is, but she knows it's somewhere in the house. They look all over, but the spell book isn't there, and Aggie realizes the spell book is gone because she hasn't used it in so long, so she doesn't even remember the last place she put it, which means it must be a Quartz place. The guy I told you about earlier. The Halloween party is over at the Cromwell's place back in the mortal world. Cal's dad / Alex appears in a frog costume and brings Gwen a witch mask. first, Gwen was about to decline because she realized no one would be here to watch over Sophie. So Dylan decides to watch over Sophie. Anyway, back to Halloweentown. Marnie, Luke, and Aggie make it to Gort's place. But Gort's place has already been hit with the gray spell, and now it's all neat. Well, that's not really a but, that's actually more of a positive, but you get my point. Anyway, we're looking all neat. At first, you think there's hope about the spell book, but then they reveal the spell book isn't there. And Gort doesn't really remember who he saw the spell book to. Aggie is getting hit with the gray spell. Luke is trying to... Oh, my bad. I forgot to mention something. Marty, while at Aggie's house, says a word which reverses the gray spell and turns Luke back into a goblin. Anyway, back to when they're at Gort's place. Luke tries to open the door to Gort's place, but they're trapped in. More cows do it. The cow reveals himself again in the fireplace. See, Cow was doing what Harry Potter did before Harry Potter did it. Impressive, man. Impressive. Well, technically not before Harry Potter did it in the books, probably, but before Harry Potter did it in the movies. But so are the reveals. Anyway, what else? Oh, Aggie reveals there's a spell to turn humans into creatures, which is what Cal is working with and is going to use at midnight. Sophie reveals to Dylan that Alex might be a goblin made out of frogs. Golem made out of frogs. And obviously Dylan doesn't believe that. It's like, does everything have to revolve around magic? But Sophie's like, at least let me prove it before you get in disbelief and being like, Dylan, you're a warlock. You must at least sense the stuff that I am sensing too, and you know something is wrong. Dylan, being convinced, obviously, that he does sense something, decides to take Sophie on the other, and it's like, well, how are we even going to get to the party? And they ride off in a broom. So yeah, that. The gray spell is hitting Aggie fast. Marty thinks that there might be a back door to the spell that is keeping her, Aggie, and Luke in Gort's house. And then Marnie thinks of a time travel spell and asks Aggie to write it down. Aggie writes it down. And then Marnie tries to say the spell a bunch of times to get forward, to get backwards in time. Marnie meets Cal in a limbo where Cal reveals that he's impressed of her getting out of his spell and still wants her to go out with him, which obviously doesn't work for many reasons. Wow, this review is longer than I thought it was going to be, but then again, this one has way more detail than the first movie, so that makes sense. Anyway, Barney and Luke appear back at Gort's place. Back when he was still a mess, and before her, Luke, and Aggie get there. Marnie reveals the gray spell to Gort. Back to the mortal world. Dylan and Sophie, like I said, ride a broom to the party. Back to Halloweentown. Gort reveals Kalabar had bought the spell book that Aggie owned a long time ago from him, which means Cal already has it. And he took Aggie's book that was in the mortal world so that they could use a spell to reverse his creature spell and obviously foil his revenge. Dylan and Sophie make it to the party. Dylan and Sophie reveal Gwen the truth about Cal and probably what his father will be. Well, is. You know, the fake dad, of course. Luke writes Barney's words down, and they find a spell to reverse the grace spell, which is trap up. And to cause the grace spell is apart. Court reveals what gets lost in his place is gone forever, which is the time spell that Aggie had gave Marnie. Sophie uses magic to make a fly appear around Alex, and he eats it, revealing that he is a frog. Well, a golem made out of frogs. The headphone can't reach Marnie. Gwen says a spell to turn Alex back into normal frogs. Gordon reveals he has a timeline, which, like I said in my notes, he could have told her before. He could have told Marnie before he had let Marnie say all those different freaking time spells that were saying all those different spells that were just making him angry. Like, dude, why are you being so difficult when you knew there was an easy way to get rid of her in the first place and stop the grave spell from happening? Like, are you that slow? Are you that slow, my dear friend? You don't seem that slow. You seem rather smart. Why didn't you say this? Why didn't you say it in the first place? I know it's for exposition's sake, but I still cannot face the fact that he could have said that spell at any time. He could have said that spell at any time, and he waits till now to say it after he is covered in flowers and petunias and whatever else. Sheesh. I did not think that would make me that angry, but it made me that angry. I guess as you grow up, you start to notice the very flaws in the movies you used to watch. And let me tell you, I used to watch all the Halloweentown movies back to back all the time because, you know, what's the thing? I'm trying to think. There's this special event that happens every Halloween on Disney Channel. I forgot what it was called. I think it's called like Spooktober or something. Anyway, on Disney, it'll have this special Halloween event. It would show Twitches, Halloweentown. What's another movie that I remember they would show a lot? They showed a lot of Disney movies back in the day, and still do to now. But I feel like those are more new Halloween movies than they did. But back in the day, they used to show like all kinds of Halloween movies. I remember how many times I would watch Twitches and everything, and it was just so much fun. And now that I have Disney Plus, I can do that all over again without having to deal with the annoying commercials. So, thank you, Disney Plus. Although you do not get a pass on me because I'm still angry that you don't have all the Andy Mac. I still want it. I know the reason why they don't have all Andy Mac, the same reason why HBO Max doesn't have the Harry Potter movies anymore, except for Fantastic Beasts, because they still seem to have that, oddly. Anyway, back to the storyline. Marnie reveals her new broomstick, and her and Luke enter the timeline. The witching hour is about to begin in the mortal world, which means midnight, obviously, if y'all people didn't know that. Cal says the spell and gets the mask stuck on Gwen. The spell hasn't been, released just yet. He's just, reciting it. I almost couldn't remember what that word was. Sophie tries to get the mask off of Gwen. Marnie and back in the timeline. Marnie and Luke get back to the timeline where the gray spell has hit Court's house. And Marnie says the spell to turn Aggie back to normal. Marnie and Aggie make the portal reveal itself, but it's too late. The portal starts closing, and midnight hits, and the door is closed. Cal releases the creature spell. Marnie decides that her, Aggie, Sophie, Dylan, and anyway, she decides that all of them are going to try and open their own portal. And the spell works. The portal door opens. They all confront Cal, who is furious that they were able to open the door. Cal, being overconfident, reveals the spell books to Marnie, saying, "If good is so powerful, then take these spell books from me." And Marnie, with her powers, obviously takes the spell book from him, and he disappears in a fit of rage, and the spell is broken. And Cal is gone, but he isn't destroyed. So maybe one day he'll be back. I'm just kidding, he ain't coming back. I distinctly remember in the Halloweentown movies, he does not come back. I don't know why. I guess they couldn't get the original actor who played him to come back for a return. So I guess they thought, yeah, it kind of would be lame if he really came back. So yeah, they never really bring him back. Sorry if I kind of spoiled it for you, but yeah, he does not come back. It's very obvious he does not come back. Anyway, one thing about this movie I wanted to reveal before I reveal the ending is I like Luke and Marnie's chemistry. They are cute together. Too bad we don't see them back together again. I'm pretty sure Halloweentown High, they don't even mention him. Which is such a shame, though. I would have loved to see what they were as a couple. I would like to see if they had crashed or if they relatively look cute. Kind of like Mason and Alex. I kind of can feel that vibe. Although Marty isn't a full Alex, but she's halfway there. Halfway there with the whole, using magic thing. She's not as lazy as Alex, who uses her magic for almost anything, but at the same time, she's halfway there, being like a kind of mini Alex or so. But anyway, yeah. But anyway, they go back to Halloweentown and say the spell to reverse the grace spell. Oh, and also Gwen decides that the kids could be able to visit Aggie back at Halloweentown whenever they want, since they now know how to open a portal of their own and get there anytime they want anyway. So anyway, everybody is happy, both in the mortal world and Halloweentown. Oh, and by the way, the people of the mortal world, their memories do get erased, so they don't remember anything. In fact, they just think it's all a crazy dream. And that's the end of Halloweentown 2, Kalabar's Revenge. And you know what? It is enjoyable. Is it better than the first movie? Nah, I don't think so. Because unlike the first movie, I've noticed a lot of flaws. In Halloweentown 1, you would think there would be a lot of flaws way be in the first movie, but besides a few cringy effects, with the whole flying thing, and it's not really that different in this one too, because it still looks a little cringy. But besides that, really wasn't that bad. Even the effect for Cal's face being in that wall really wasn't that bad as I thought it would be. It actually was a pretty okay effect. So if anything, this movie just was just fine the way it was. So anyway, if I had to give my ranking, I give it a 7 out of 10 because of the flaws. But it still was an enjoyable movie nonetheless. I hope y'all all have a wonderful day. And I will give you my review of Halloweentown High in a little bit. Probably like an hour or so because I gotta watch Halloweentown High again. I remember I used to watch Halloweentown High a lot. So maybe I might enjoy this one a bit more and give it a higher score, but we'll have to see. See you until then.